Hello, everybody. Happy 2025 from Mitch and Matt at the Facade Pod. This is January episode that we're recording right now. Just wanted to kick off the new year. Matt, how you doing, buddy?
Cold. I'm super cold. It's freezing here in Minnesota. I laugh every year because I say, why do we live here? I love it here, but also about this time of year, it's so cold. I go, I should move.
It's actually been cold. We are having a cold year in New Jersey right now, but whenever I see or hear people complaining about it being cold, like I literally yesterday I was talking to a guy and he was like, "Man, I'm just not looking forward to next week. They say the wind chill is going to be down at 6 degrees." And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's cold. But and then I talked to you or I talked to my parents or somebody in Minnesota, and I'm like, the wind chill is going to be like -30 next week there.
Oh, yeah.
So -6 isn't that bad. It's positive.
It is funny. If it's about 20 degrees, 10 to 20 degrees, that's like, wear a vest, you're fine. It'll be it'll be
Yeah.
okay. It's that zero mark is the mark, man. You start getting the feels like being under zero and it's no fun. But otherwise, no, I'm doing good. How you been?
Pretty good. Yeah, happy to get back at this. I feel like we haven't done this in a long time. This is just like that fun creative outlet for us that
Yeah.
we get to connect over. And so yeah, I mean everything else is good. I kicked back up my running season. So, we're both doing grandma's marathon in June. That's gonna be really fun.
Allegedly, don't pin me down yet, but yes, we're going to attempt.
Yeah, we're attempting to do grandma's marathon in June. So that's back in Duluth. That'll be really fun. I took like 2 months off of running, which is the longest I've taken off of running in a long, long time. But I needed it, and now I'm feeling refreshed. And so it's like even today, it's like 30 and sunny out. So this afternoon, I'll get out and go for a run, and yeah,
Yeah.
feels good.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
will be interesting. One of my news points is I had my second son here about 2 months ago now. So, and he's great, happy, healthy. Mom's doing well, but the dynamic of two kids and finding time to run and prepare for a marathon has been slightly challenging. It's going to require a lot of early mornings and a lot of late evenings, and the not being able to run outside, man. Treadmill running is
yeah,
the
that's a
worst.
hindrance. That's a hindrance. Yeah, that sucks. I don't do it. Because again, it's like I can run when it's 30 degrees out. Like that's fine. If it's
Yeah.
colder than that though, that's not fun.
Oh gosh. Well, we should
Um,
probably just dive into kind of what we're thinking for the podcast and kind of give just to listeners an update of what we, want to try to do in terms of frequency and just kind of kick off the season. So you got any thoughts of that right out of the gates?
yeah, I mean, we both have a bunch of goals for this upcoming season. The podcast is one of them. Um, Trying to do an episode a month seems really reasonable for us. I think we can keep it fresh by doing that. Um, Sometimes we've gotten burned out in the past by trying to do like, a big run of podcast episodes where we'll record six in a month stretch and then we need a break afterwards. And I don't know. I think this year we're not worrying about seasons or topics. We want to do an interesting interview once a month and then put it out. And um, we're going to be more focused on the video aspect of things just because why not? We're doing the videos anyways. We're going to put them on YouTube. Um, it's just kind of it's more fun for us too. So just another little tool for us to play with. And um, yeah, I mean, what are some of the guest types that you're looking for this upcoming year?
I think not too dissimilar from what we've done in the past. And like you said, not pigeonholing ourselves. Like in the past, we tried to do like themes for a season.
Yeah.
I think not pigeonholing ourselves will actually make things more fresh and lively week to week. So whether that's continuing to talk and learn from different glazing contractors, I really am interested more, some in the architectural community, whether that's project specific or more trend specific. What are the cutting
Mhm.
edge technologies out there that people are looking at in the glass and glazing world? I think it'd be interesting, and I'd put it out to the listeners. One idea that I've had, I'd love to know if there's glazing contractors or someone out there that are heavily using AI. If they're using AI
Oh,
and have used AI to their benefit. So this is kind of an all call to our listeners. If you do know of any architect or any glazing contractors who are using that or who come to mind, feel free to DM us and reach out. So we will be looking for that because I think, that's kind of the next cutting wave of technology that is going to get incorporated into the industry.
Yeah, I think that's a cool idea. Trying to figure out like how that's being incorporated, and how to get that information out there on how other people can use it. That'd be cool.
Mhm.
Going off that, like the architects, I'm very interested and focused on that segment right now, just being in Metro New York and having access to New York City. That's a really big part of my job and my role. And so learning more about architects, connecting more with architects, that's a big focus of mine as well. Um, and just trying to stay interesting, whether that's with what's going on in our markets. There's going to be some new technologies coming out this year that I think we're going to touch on, whether that's from a glass perspective. Um, I've heard talk of some new processes that are going to be put in place. Um, so I think there's going to be a lot of focus on that. And then, yeah, I think there's a lot of new technologies out there that are going to get integrated into this whole building space. And so we're going to have some focus there as well. But that should be fun for us. I don't know.
Mhm.
Let's keep doing it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm all for it. It helps us meet great people. The number of contacts and people that we've
Yeah,
made through this that we would have never had an opportunity to meet before is, I mean, literally pretty much every guest. So it's been great
right.
learning for us and helped us in our careers, and also, just helped us network with some of the greatest people around.
Yeah, right. That's really the big part of this is just trying to better ourselves. And since we're doing that, might as well just record it and put it out since we're having these conversations anyways. So yeah, a lot of this is just about improving ourselves and trying to get better. Um, One of the other things I wanted to touch on too was just the market um, right now, since we're talking about 2025 and kind of the start of it. What have you seen right now that's going on in your territory, which is really the Midwest? What is your take on what is 2025 going to look like moving forward?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's still quite a bit of work out there in terms of construction projects. The overall scale of projects, I would say, is down significantly. There's a lot of work
Hmm.
out there, but it's much smaller overall square footage than we've probably seen in the past. A lot of public work, a lot of small jobs, not too many private. We're still waiting on the big private, jobs. Not a lot of back to office people returning at the moment. So, 2025 outlook is strong. It's certainly going to be kind of flat year over year. But there's optimism growing for 2026. So, we're working on a number of things architecturally
Yeah.
that are exciting. But yeah, in terms of 2025, I think it kind of is what it is at this point.
Are you seeing certain trends right now architecturally that are hitting your market that you're seeing more than you have in the past?
Not necessarily more. I mean, bird fruit is certainly the big thing, and that's going up on literally every single project. Very rarely am I working with architects where bird fruit is not discussed. I would say heavy outboard and acoustic requirements
Hmm.
is becoming more and more prevalent, especially in metro areas. So we have a number of different projects that don't they're not looking for Air Force base type of acoustic requirement, but they are next
Yeah.
to the freeway and they just want a 5/16 or 3/8 outboard so that it's a little quieter in there. So I've done a number of different heavy outboard jobs here of late that seems to be kind of picking up popularity.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some tools that architects are going to be able to use with heavy outboard lights. It's coming up. Um, it's really going to help drive that even more than what you've seen. So that's actually good. I think we'll talk about that here in the next couple
I would
months on
also
this
say,
podcast.
just a further, like, not further, that's the wrong word, increase in a desire for a very low system U value. So I have
Yeah.
seen an uptick in whether it's triple insulating or the use of a room side low E. Seems like that kind of next layer of codes is coming out, and people are preparing and doing more and more projects with the room side low E or triple
Yeah.
insulating.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of the case wherever you're at. Like we're seeing the same thing out here. It's codes are driving all of our performance values down. People want either a laminated outboard or 3/8, 5/16 outboard and bird friendly. Like I think that's just what's going on across the country right now in terms of architectural trends that are going on. Figuring out how to implement these and in your bids and having education around it's really important right now. Because if you're on a glazing subcontractor side and you're not familiar with how to talk around these, if you're not familiar with how to sell these, like you're kind of going to get left in the dust at some point, I think.
Yep, absolutely.
Um, yeah, I mean, we're seeing the same stuff out here. There's still a lot of multifamily housing going on in my area, which makes sense. I can see New York City right now from my window. So like, that's kind of the market that this is. But there's a lot of healthcare, there's a lot of higher education. So, um, you know, that's kind of the market that we're in here. But
Yeah.
what was that?
Nothing. Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. So yeah, in terms of 2025, I mean, it's certainly looking good as we head into 2026.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, absolutely. I've got a lot of hope and optimism here moving forward. I mean, if you didn't, it's not as fun. I'm a hopeful guy,
Yeah,
Matt.
yeah.
I'm a hopeful
We got to
guy.
have the optimism, man. I've been calling people in door to door and telling them they should build skyscrapers, but I haven't had a whole lot of luck getting anybody to take it.
No, no success yet. Yeah, eventually you'll knock on the right
I knocked
door.
on my neighbor's door and I said, "Do you have $390 million or whatever the number is to build a giant corporate office building?" And they said no. So,
Hmm. Well, it starts with one.
yep,
Starts with
better luck
one.
next time.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. What are some of your goals for 2025? Do you have anything specific that you're trying to do here, whether that's
I need to
personal,
be better.
professional?
I need to be better at setting specific goals. I have the general ones, right? I want to just continue to increase my relationships with architects and general contractors. I think that'd be my market is a general contractor driven market. There's certainly very
Mhm.
high quality architects here, but it seems as though that general contractors, drive the show on a lot of different projects, and that's part of the value chain that we have probably under called on
Mhm.
over the past couple of
Yeah.
years. So, for me, calling on and getting to know more general contractors to know how I can better assist them, whether that's with Vircon glass or with whatever they need help with. That's kind of my number one goal here is just trying to get into that portion of the chain a little harder.
Yeah, that's on my list too, is trying to set up more contacts in general contracting offices, trying to get in front of them more. It's hard, right? Because sometimes you're just like, we're busy day in, day out. It's hard to like open up your mind and think like, oh, what else could I be doing that's outside of what I'm doing today? Because we're busy. Um, but that's something that I'm also making a big focus of is getting in front of general contractors more and making sure that I have those connections.
Yep.
Um, I don't know. And I'm trying to do as many presentations as I can, whether that's in general contractors' offices or architects. I think I can legitimately do 40 lunch and learns this year. That's the number that I have on my plate, and I've got three done already, so I'm on the way.
Wow. It's
Yeah,
only
that's like
January. It's only January, Mitch. Slow down.
I got a big month, got a big year. Yeah, I don't know. It's like the more you're out there, the more we're out there, and just increasing awareness of who we are and what we do. That's better for us and better for the companies we work with. And um, yeah, that's the goal of this whole thing.
Yep.
I want to do a good job. I want to reach a lot of people. That's kind of it. Yeah,
I
that's
like it.
kind of
Well,
it.
podcast is step one.
Podcast is podcast is today. You got to do the stuff that's in front of you, right?
Yep.
So, how do you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time, Mitchell.
One bite at a time. That's right. That's right.
Trunk
Well,
first.
you're looking good. I like the backdrop. Like we said, this is going to be on YouTube, so that's
As you
really going
see,
to
this is
grow
this is
this whole thing.
Matt Krier Design Center. Any local architects that would like to swing by, you can see many great building products.
Where's that wood paneling from?
Oh, shout out Forever Barnwood. If anyone is looking for high quality custom barnwood, call Forever Barnwood.
Forever Barnwood. All right, they're represented in Matt
We'll
Crier's
put a
mock-up
link to their
facility.
website. We'll put a link to their website.
Yeah, yeah. If maybe, hey, maybe they'll sponsor us. We're looking for sponsors.
Ooh, yeah.
Get a hold of us. Get at us. Um, no. So if anybody, if you got this far, thank you for listening to us just ramble for a little bit. If you have ideas on who you'd like to see this year, we have like kind of a big board together right now of targets. that we're trying to get on the podcast. And if anybody out there has somebody they want us to interview, or if you want to get on the podcast, um, send us a note, whether that's through email, LinkedIn. Check us out on YouTube. Just look up the Facade Pod on YouTube, and you'll find us. And yeah, looking forward to talking to you guys a lot this year. 2025 is gonna be really fun.
Thanks, everybody.